we're coming up to an S-turn here, so let's get in it. Oh, it's holding really good. Oh, that's where this car shines. I'm a supercar owner. I own a 2017 Acura NSX, actually on my second one now. Own several different Audi R8s. One was a manual, one wasn't. C7Z, I've owned all kinds of things. What's going on, guys? Car review guys here. My name is AJ, and today we are back with the 2024 Subaru WRX. This is the TR, which is track rally, in case you did not know. We have spent the week with this vehicle. This is going to be the full review. Next video, 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. Every single vehicle, every single press car, every single week. You guys know the deal. And over 21,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you. So here's how it's gonna go. If you are new to the channel, we are going to start with the cinematic. It's usually 60 seconds or less. Go to the exterior with stats, figures, stuff I feel like you guys would want to know. And then we're gonna work our way to the interior, and then we're gonna be taking it on a drive. So if you want to fast forward or do any of this stuff, whatever, that's the layout. So without further ado, let's roll. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cinematic. So starting on the exterior with some stats and figures. So this WRX is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. It is a turbocharged. It's the Boxer motor, which is pretty famous for Subaru, obviously. It's pushing 271 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Transmission is a 6-speed manual on the TR. All-wheel drive drivetrain. And the curb weight's coming in at around 3,430 pounds, and it's going to be pushing it from 0 to 60 in anywhere between 5.8 and 6 seconds. MPG is 19 city, 26 highway with a combined average of 22. Gas tank size is 16.6 gallons. Touching on the vehicle dimensions, so overall length 15.3 feet, and the overall width is right around 6 feet. Ground clearance is 5.4 inches. Pricing starts at $32,735 on the base WRX, and then the tester today is $42,907. So what is new on the TR? So we've got 6-piston Brembo brakes, which I will show you in just a second. There is no sunroof, which allows for a lower center of gravity. We have a revised suspension with the dampers that are revised as well within the suspension for a better response. Recaro seats, which we'll get into in the interior, and 19-inch alloy wheels, which again, you can see here in frame, but let's take a little bit of a closer look. Now, you do have Brembos on the rear, and you also have Brembos on the front. Again, these are 6-piston calipers, and it does stop really, really well. I love the design and the look of the wheel. Looking up front, we have LED headlamps, which are super bright at night. You also have fog lamps down below, which you can see right there. Cool looking little hood scoop. And if we just continue around, come on this side very quickly, the only thing you guys already know, if you're not new to my channel, the only thing I would change is the black plastic. That was color match. Oh my goodness, like I really like the look of this car, especially with the Brembos and the new wheels. That's the only thing I would change, is just the plastic. Other than that, everything looks great. Coming to the door, you can see there is keyless entry. It is on both of the front doors, not on the rear. Fuel door is here on the passenger side, and if we come around to the rear, we can press right underneath. Up it goes. Obviously manual close. I will put the cubic feet here on the screen for you. And just looking at the rear very quickly before we step on into the interior, it's got the badging, symmetrical, all-wheel drive, if you did not know that, which I'm assuming you should, based on if you're a fan of Subaru, they've done it for a long time now. And you have some quad tips exhaust, and I will shut up and I will put it right here close so you can hear. It's got a little bit of a tone. So yeah, sounds pretty decent, has a little tone. Testing getting inside, so let's start with the rear and then we'll go ahead and move to the front. So getting in, let's see, my first time in the rear, ducking just a little bit. I'm 5'9" if you're new to my channel. Once we're in here, your shorts get stuck because it's a I believe it's an Alcantara is what it looks like. Nice vacuum lines, but super comfortable, easy to get in. Yeah, plenty of room. If we look at leg room down here, I've got at least 9 inches, at least. I actually can't even touch, so I guess it's like 10 inches somewhere in there. Got a couple of chargers, USB-C, USB-A, 2 cup holders, armrest, and it does fold up. Let's take a look at the rear door here very quickly. So it's like a carbon fiber look. I do love this. A lot of Subarus have this now, and it looks really cool. It's obviously not real, but it does kind of emulate carbon fiber just a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. Bezel on the window switch, which is nice. You can see auto, which is great. Soft touch. And then up here's like an Alcantara, also soft touch. So they did a really good job on the rear door. They did not cheap out on the rear door back here. Time to step into the front. So hold on, before we step in, let me show you very quickly. You can see the Recaro seats, which I'm sure you saw already in the cinematic. However, these bolsters, that's just to try to show like kind of like how big they are. This is my hand at an angle, and you can kind of see, it's kind of hard to show the depth perception on camera, but nonetheless, pretty big bolsters. So you got to kind of straddle it with your leg. So whether you like it or you don't, obviously I would assume if you're looking at the TR, you would definitely like that. And if you don't, just don't get the TR. It's really, it's that simple. So getting in though, for me, very comfortable to get in. I have no issue. Again, shorts get a little stuck just because it's the Alcantara. But it is nice to have, and I do like the quality, and they really do. You feel very, very snug in the seat. I'm not going anywhere. I'm 5'9", probably like 165. I'm a little overweight, probably should be like 145. We're not going to talk about it. Anyway, that's my size and figure, so you know kind of how this fits in the seat. If you're considerably bigger than me, probably not the most comfortable seat, not gonna lie. Taking a look at the front door, very similar to the rear, except you obviously have your mirror controls, Harman Kardon speakers. Over on the left, you have your trunk button, traction control, and then your interior lights. Out in front of us, this is probably the only thing that I would like critique. I wish it was all digital, which that's the only thing I'd probably change in here, to be honest, for the most part. If I could do one more thing, it would be cooled seats. There is heated seats, it is equipped. That's probably the only other thing. Like, that's it. Other than that, like, I love everything else in here. And then if you're like crazy and you really want it, you could have heads-up display, but that's not on here as well. So that's the only other thing I wish, I guess you could option. Not that you necessarily need it, because this car is really, really fun and I do like it. Those are some of the things not in here. However, let's take a look at this steering wheel. So you've got like a carbon fiber look down here. It says WRX. Pretty cool. I do like that little touch. Steering wheel is like the perfect thickness in my opinion. Love the contrast stitching. And then down below, I don't know if you can see, they have the sport pedals as well. Looks really good. And then the wheel, as I was just saying, down here is like your information, so you can kind of go through this little digital screen in the middle. You can change through it, look at other stuff. As you can see, I have it on the boost gauge. You have your call audio, voice commands. Over on the right, it is standard now on 2024 for WRX, all of the new eyesight technologies. You do have the active lane centering with cruise control set, and then also you do have adaptive cruise control as well. Over here you also have the nice new screen that Subaru has implemented. And then as far as responsiveness, I'll just click a few things just so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like and how it goes. Dual zone climate. Yeah, there's really not too much to go through in here. I guess I can show you just this very quickly. Other than that, it's just all configure whatever you want. But so you do have some things in here. like you can see the wheels are turned to the left. Hopefully you can see that. Maintenance schedule, you can see everything through here. But yeah, your driving statistics, kind of cool. And if I straighten the wheel, you're gonna see the wheel's now straight. So again, cool little things. Past that, everything else really is just whatever like settings you want to go through and stuff. So we're not going to go through much more there. Down here you do have USB-C, USB-A, and then obviously another charger as well. And then just, this is not a charging pad, just an empty area. And then this is the gearbox. So if we take a look, it's 1 through 6. Reverse is over to the right and down. And there is a little pull up for the reverse. So let's go ahead and put it in first, and then go to second. Well, let me leave it in frame, holy cow. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So it has a little bit of distance to travel, but it's honestly not bad. I find myself being able to shift pretty quickly, which is good. And then let's check out reverse, because come over here and down. Let's check out the camera. And again, it's a camera through a camera. It's always kind of hard, but it is pretty good quality. Now back down here we have a manual e-brake. Do absolutely love that. Not a big fan of the electronic parking brakes in today's cars. 2 cup holders, and then back here, which is very awkward, it's like clear behind the seat, but there is a charger in there, and you could probably fit like 1 Kleenex box, I'm guessing. I think that's about everything for the interior. So without further ado, let's get this out on the road, because obviously that's where the WRX shines. Getting this out on the road, starting with the clutch feel. Honestly, it's very, very easy. Like if you just let out on the clutch, it's rolling. Like I never touched the gas pedal right there, like as I was doing that. So super easy if, let's say you're trying to learn. Where the clutch feel is, as far as like when you're driving, is like first to second, it's a little bit like on the slow side. Like if you just try to drop the clutch, even under like full load and being quick, it'll be just a little bit jerky. So you leave the clutch in, you let it out most of the way, leave it kind of at the top, and that's pretty much the clutch feel on this car. If you're new to driving stick and you're watching this, then I have a whole nother video whenever I own my C7 Corvette, or C7Z rather. That's gonna give you a little bit more detail on how to drive stick if you need that. So yeah, just browse through my channel or just type in how to drive manual. You'll figure that out pretty quickly. Very, very easy. One of the first things that I have noticed is just how tight everything feels, which is a good thing, right? Like I feel tight in my seat. The gears feel pretty crisp. The suspension definitely is refined. You can definitely feel the difference in that, and just how, like, I mean, like I barely touch it, right? Like it is just on a dime as you touch the wheel. So very, 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 very refined, and that definitely makes sense being the TR. So not that it's a competitor at all, but I do own a few different cars, but a 2015 1LE Camaro, which is the SS Camaro with track suspension, or ZL1 suspension, right? So that car is more track focused, and that's what this car is, and it really reminds me of that just because of the way the seats feel. I will say the Recaros make a big difference. So yes, you're tight in them. However, that's what it's made for, and that's what the TR is for. But I'm still very comfortable. Again, if you're bigger than me, probably not the most comfortable. If you're around, you know, 5'9" to 6 foot and, you know, 200 pounds or less, you're probably in pretty good shape to be in this seat. Okay, let's talk about sound. I'm always, you know, I got basically 3 categories. Tire noise. Yes, you can hear it a little bit. Again, it's a little bit more track focused. I expect to hear some tire noise, but it is definitely acceptable. As far as wind noise goes, pretty refined. I don't hear a whole lot. And then as far as engine, I can definitely hear the engine, especially on downshifting, accelerating, stuff like that. The all-wheel drive system, where it is super nice, is like right now, right? Like if I was in like my Camaro or C7Z or any of those cars, I couldn't just go right here in a turn. However, in this car, it's all-wheel drive. I can let this thing just absolutely rip, and watch this. Like right around a turn, and just holds it perfect. Oh man, it's got plenty of traction. I mean, I don't think I even saw the traction light come on there, if we're being honest. That was So much fun. So much fun, especially around corners, because that's where you really feel some G-forces, right? Like holding your seat. And you can't get that sensation in a rear-wheel drive car. You just can't. We are coming up to our cattle guard. We do it every week, every press car. If you don't know what a cattle guard, just look it up. Basically keeps cows from coming out, but it's kind of rough. So we do sound and suspension. So I expect it to be a little rougher and a little louder. Here we go. Yep, definitely on the rough side, and that is what you want in a track-focused car. If that would have absorbed like crazy, I would have been like, yee, not good. But with this being a track-focused car, track rally, yeah, that's definitely what you want, right? Like the old saying goes, if you've never heard it, if you have a quarter or whatever on the road, you should be able to tell whether it's heads up or tails up through the tires. It's obviously not true, but that's the feeling, right? Like you want it to be rough, and that's exactly what that was, because it absorbs it and keeps the body exactly where it should be. Very, very, very good for the purpose. Now, as far as noise goes, again, tires a little bit noisier. That's what I expect on a more track-focused car. It's exactly what it was, so acceptable in all ranges for this vehicle. As far as the lane centering goes with the EyeSight technologies, it's pretty good. I don't have really any complaints. Of course, you should always have your hands on the wheel, but if you're getting a drink of water or whatever, you know, it is good to have that safety feature there. And as far as the adaptive cruise control goes, you can change it obviously on the screen, like how fast you want it to speed up or slow down and stuff like that. Again, all configurable in the screen. I've got it on like normal or standard, whatever the terminology is, and it's been absolutely fine. I haven't had any issues with it so far. I'm sure one question is going to be had, and that is, could I see someone daily driving this from a daily aspect? And for me, the answer is yes. I mean, again, it's a little bit more rough. It's more track focused, and on this road, if you watch my reviews all the time, you can probably tell, I don't know if audio, I have a road mic, just so you know, but this road is rough, and boy, can you feel it in this car. And that is what I want in this car. And yes, I could definitely daily drive this car. The seats are comfortable enough, no issues there. Now, before we take it up here through an S-turn to kind of see a little bit of the suspension, over to my left, pillar, pretty skinny, no real issue. Over to my right, again, no real issue over there either. So I don't really see too much as far as blind spots goes. There is blind spot monitoring if you need it though. We're coming up to an S-turn here, so let's get in it and let's see how the brakes feel. Third, hit the brakes pretty hard. There went my water bottle. Down into second. Oh, it's holding really good. I know it doesn't look impressive on camera. Brakes again, staying in second, coming out of it. Oh, that's where this car shines for sure. In a straight line, do I wish it was faster by about 1 second? Yes, I do. However, that can definitely be fixed. Plenty of people for relatively cheap. You can absolutely get this car ripping in the aftermarket. But from the factory, I do wish it was about 1 second faster. But that is insane. That's a very, very small test. On camera, I know the G-forces are not going to turn out. I've watched my other videos with other stuff. It does not show. Now, if I would have shown my water bottle flying, that probably would have given you some perspective. But nonetheless, very, very good. That really, this would be an absolute blast at a track. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's review. Again, I'm a supercar owner. I own a 2017 Acura NSX. Actually on my second one now. I own several different Audi R8s. One was a manual, one wasn't. C7Z, I've owned all kinds of things, and this thing is absolutely fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my perspective, and if you like the channel, like the content, feel free to subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.